pews and the bleachers. She told me I should worship God and always pray to Jesus. When I said I don't believe it, she told me I'm full of demons. But I gave the new thesis when I got up on my research, cause I really started reading all the myths and the legends. Zachariah Sitchin, Eric Von Daniken, looking for the answers to the meaning and the message. The Anunnaki, Atlantis, the Greys and Lemurians. Religion calls them angels, but science will call them aliens. Hegelian dialectic for days of the week, are the names of ancient gods who cast spells when we speak. But what's left for the meat, except destruction and defeat, if we can't uncover history's mysteries? Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, their symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving out the history. Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, their symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving up the history. The global cataclysms that was reading in traditions of all the ancient cultures was something they truly witnessed. And the younger Dryas theory said it was comet collisions. Manu from the Hindu and Noah from the scriptures. Then the watchers came to rebuild and give us all the wisdom with the comprehension of Pumapungu's precision. The emerald tablets of thought talks about it all in the Dogon tribe said we came from the stars. Sirius B, seriously it's an enigma. Fingerprints of the gods painted in the picture. An aberration of Orion's correlation, hidden by the mystery schools and the Freemasons. It seems like ancient knowledge has been kept adjacent, next to the fallacies that keep us all complacent. Elevate your mind and expand your... Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, their symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving out the history. Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, their symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving out the history. My grandma was a preacher, but I'm still a non-believer. She raised me from a seed, so I received all of her features. She told me that the Bible was the rules and the teacher. Sunday school revivals, the pews and the bleachers. She told me I should worship God and always pray to Jesus. When I said I don't believe it, she told me I'm full of demons. But I gave the new thesis when I got up on my research, cause I really started reading all the myths and the legends. Zachariah Sitchin, Eric Von Daniken, looking for the answers to the meaning and the message. The Anunnaki, Atlantis, the Greys and Lemurians. Religion calls them angels, but science will call them aliens. Hegelian dialectic for days of the week, are the names of ancient gods who cast spells when we speak. But what's left for the meat, except destruction and defeat, if we can't uncover history's mysteries? Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, their symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving up the history. Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, their symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving up the history. The global cataclysms that was reading in traditions of all the ancient cultures was something they truly witnessed. And the younger Dryas theory said it was comet collisions. Manu from the Hindu and Noah from the scriptures. Then the watchers came to rebuild and give us all the wisdom with the comprehension of Pumapungu's precision. The emerald tablets of thought talks about it all in the Dogon tribe said we came from the stars. Sirius B, seriously it's an enigma. Fingerprints of the gods painted in the picture. An aberration of Orion's correlation, hidden by the mystery schools and the Freemasons. It seems like ancient knowledge has been kept adjacent, next to the fallacies that keep us all complacent. Elevate your mind and expand your way of thinking, cause history's mysteries need more investigation. Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, the symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving out the history. Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, the symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving out the history. The Anunnaki, Atlantis, the Greys and Lemurians. Religion calls them angels, but science will call them aliens. Hegelian dialectic, the days of the week, are the names of ancient gods who cast spells when we speak. Tap tapping. The Anunnaki, Atlantis, the Greys and Lemurians. Religion calls them angels, but science will call them aliens. Hegelian dialectic, the days of the week, are the names of ancient gods who cast spells when we speak. Tap tapping, zero rise, kept stepping, go back to Deppin, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this valley scribes, their symbol's still a mystery. Olmec heads stand tall, carving out the history. Anunnaki, Atlantis, the Greys and Lemurians. Religion calls them angels, but science will call them aliens. Hegelian dialectic, the days of the week, are the names of ancient gods who cast spells when we speak. Rocky Atlantis, the crazy line, Mariam's religion calls them angels, but science will call them aliens. Hegelian dialectic, the days of the week are the names of ancient gods and cast spells when we speak.
What's up, bro? Yo.
Cigarettes, mysteries. Zap tapping, cigarettes kept stepping, go back me tapping, teaching us some ancient lessons. In this violent crime, the symbol's still a mystery. Only heads stand tall, carving out the history. Zap tapping, cigarettes kept stepping, go back me tapping, teaching. Friday night, ooh, yeah, Friday night, about to hit the club tonight, and you know I got my pockets right. I got a couple ladies with me, let me know you wanna roll with it. Friday night, about to hit the club tonight, and you know I got my pockets right. I got a couple ladies with me, let me know you wanna roll with it. Y'all stuck on the same scene. I made enough cream. My Thursday real mean. Now it's Friday. We bout to ride real clean. Got the girls hanging on every word that I speak. I met a few freaks chilling down at the beach. They say it looks so nice and you dress real neat. I say it smells so good. I bet you taste real sweet. Pure home, full blown, smooth like the OG. Always smoking on that cream underneath the palm trees. My dreads still blue and they ain't blowing in the breeze. The buddy got low, started blowing on the knees. And she must have been a pro. How she made me speak. Sorry to say it so. Mommy, I gotta leave, but I'll keep your number for the next time we meet. I'm on a little mix and can't slow down my speed. But there's another Friday coming next week. Friday night, about to hit the club tonight, and you know I got my pockets right. I got a couple ladies with me, let me know you wanna roll with it. Friday night, about to hit the club tonight, and you know I got my pockets right. I got a couple ladies with me, let me know you wanna roll with it.
Ain't on the club, so I'ma skip around, try to hit all of them up. Take a sip off my crown, take a hit off my dust. Bounce my way through the club, helping to keep it crunk. But damn, shorty,
your body wouldn't let me pass you. Dressed so tight that it looked like a tattoo. So I had to ask you to meet me in the bathroom right after the show. I'm trying to see you that soon. You come so fast, I can't even heat rash. Pockets full of cash, and I'm chilling with E-Class. We get the city poppin', then we out in the dash. Then put on the gas, and we having a blast. Y'all niggas all jokes, we having a good laugh. And the sun will be up, boy, I'm back to the air. And I gotta go to work, but I really don't care. I'm doing 4 time zones, it's Friday somewhere. Friday night, about to hit the club tonight. Yeah, you know I get my pockets right.
I got a couple ladies with me, let me know you wanna roll with it. Hey, you know I got my pockets. I got a couple ladies with me,
let me know you wanna roll with it. We in the city poppin', then we out in the dash. Let foot on the gas, and we having a blast. Y'all niggas all jokes, we having a good laugh. And the sun will be up, we'll ride you back to the ass. Sorry to say it so, but mommy, I gotta leave. But I'll keep your number for the next time we meet. I'm on a little mission, can't slow down my speed. But there's another Friday coming next week. Friday night,
about to hit the town tonight. And you know I got my pockets right.
I got a couple ladies with me, let me know you wanna roll with me. Friday night,
about to hit the town tonight. And you know I got my pockets right. Yo, what up, what up? Hey.
We in the city poppin', then we out in the dash. Let foot on the gas, and we having a blast. Y'all niggas all jokes, we having a good laugh. And the sun will be up before I get back to the ass. They say it's so, mommy, I gotta leave. I think you're enough for the next time we meet. I'm on a little mission, can't slow down my speed. There's another another Friday.
Hey, I'm about to hit the town tonight, and you know I got my pockets right.
I got a couple ladies with me. Let me know you wanna roll, baby.
With Friday night, about to hit the town tonight, and you know I got my pockets right.
Down.
Yo, Andy. You're freezing. You're frozen. You're on pause. Your connection is as bad as mine's. What happened, Andy? Bruh. Hey man, we both can't have weak ass internet. Andy say he ain't got good reception either. Fucking sucks to be us right now, bro. Cause my stream just be buffering like a bitch, and then as soon as somebody else jump in here, it'd be like y'all about to talk that creative, artistic, revolutionary shit. Nah, we can't have this going live across the airwaves. Y'all might actually motivate people. Y'all might inspire motherfuckers to be their highest selves. And the algorithm says, nope, we will not allow it. We will cause technical difficulties between the meeting of the minds. Your minds will never meet. They will never grow and expand. Not if we have anything to say about it. The mind virus is real. The mind virus is real. The mind virus. The mind virus is real.
Digital domination, license simulation. In a world through with NPCs and fake pages, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclimation. Digital domination, license. The mind virus is real. The mind virus is real. Digital domination, license simulation. In a world filled with NPCs and fake pages, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclimation. Digital domination, license simulation. In a world filled with NPCs and fake pages, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclimation. A human being, but they trying to digitize. My whole existence just to expand that enterprise. They delete the facts and emphasize the lies. GMO, all the food and inject the pesticides. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye. And they try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. Freedom's compromised by AI and aliens. There are no machines in the vaccines that you're taking into your bloodstream. My big phone keeps on breaking in. Plenty of profits that they can pack in their pockets. And I ain't a prophet, but I see the world like I did. It's so choppy, feels like we're running out of options. And honestly, technology couldn't solve the problems of being dominated by the global hegemon. Digital domination, life simulation. In a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. Digital domination, life's a simulation. In a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. Your smart device has applications that can make you famous. Digital domination, instant gratification. Now we're losing patience with a short attention span. Dumb them down so they can't recognize the scam. Chatbots, Photoshop, TikTok, and Instagram. A whole generation whose only plan is OnlyFans and NFTs. You be mine and crypto on the blockchain. BlackRock, State Street, really on the stock exchange. It don't seem strange that when you're all alone, you start to feel weird if you ain't got your phone. Your zombies and clones, more artificial intelligence, piloted drones. Facial recognition scans target your dome. The trend of 2030 gonna target your home. Microchips under your skin, right next to your bone. Should've read the Georgia Guidestones before it was gone. It don't make you start to cry when you finally realize that they used to fluoride.
The calcified your third eye,
and try to leave you blind
so they can't control your mind.
Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. Make you start to cry when you finally realize that they used to fluoride. Calcify your third eye and try to leave you blind
So they can't control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize.
It's real, real, real.
Yeah, the mind virus is real. Okay, it's real. It's real. The mind virus. I like that one, and I like how the mind virus part came out. But, yo, Creative Soul, wow, you guys joined my live stream. That's crazy. Yo, I love you guys. Oh, man, they just popped in and out. Oh, man. Dang. Creative Soul Photography actually came in my live stream. Ah! That's wild. I do like that version. I like the beat and the flow, but it doesn't get all the words in that version, which ticks me off. I want to share one of these on Facebook, but I want the version that has like the best words in it.
Simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles of fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation and domination. What's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles of fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. I'm a human being, but they trying to digitize my whole existence just to expand the enterprise. Simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake pages, fake food and fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation to domination. Life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake pages, fake food and fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. I'm a human being, but they try to digitize my whole existence just to expand the enterprise. They delete the facts and emphasize the lies. GMO, all the food and inject the pesticides. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the flow right and calcify your third eye, and they try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specific.
Yeah, none of those. I don't really like any of those. I might just have to use the original one.
Digital domination, life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. Domination, life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. A human being, but they try to digitize my whole existence just to expand their enterprise. They delete the facts and emphasize the lies. GMO, all the food and inject the pesticides. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye, and they try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. hypnotized. Now your freedom's compromised by AI and aliens. Nanomachines and the vaccines that you're taking into your bloodstream while they farm and keep on breaking in. Plenty of profits that they can pack in their pockets, and I ain't pumping, but I see the world like pocket. It's so toxic, feels like we're running out of options, and honestly, technology couldn't solve the problem of being dominated by the global hedge of digital domination. Life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents. Fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. Domination, life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents. Fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. This smart device has applications that can make you famous. Digital domination, instant gratification. Now we losing patience with a short attention span. Dumb them down so they can't recognize a scam. Bots, Photoshop, and type in Instagram. A whole generation who's only playing is only fans at TCBI and crypto on a blockchain. Black box, fake street, really on the stock exchange. You're the same stranger when you're all alone. You start to feel weird if you ain't got your phone. Just zombies and clones. Or artificial intelligence is flying in drones. Facial recognition scans target your dome. Agenda 2030 gonna target your home. With chips into your skin like next to your bone. Try to break the Georgia Guidestones before they were gone. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye and then try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye and then try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize.
They don't get every word in that one either. The beat was okay, but I'm more worried about the lyrics coming through. I said I might just use the original one that I have.
Domination, life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents. Fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. Digital domination, life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents. Fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. I'm a human being, but they try to digitize my whole existence just to expand the enterprise. They delete the facts, emphasize the lies. GMO, all the food and inject the pesticides. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify.
I don't even like the flow on that one at all. That shit ain't flowing right. Can I delete these? Edit details. It doesn't say. Delete though. I don't know if I can actually take these off. Damn. So yeah, none of the new ones, like some of the beats came through really nice, but a lot of the lyrics are getting lost. And I don't want that. What was the...
Digital domination, life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. I'm a human being, but they really trying to digitize my whole existence just to expand our enterprise. They delete the facts and emphasize the lies. GMO, all the food and inject the pesticides. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye and then try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. Your freedom's compromised by AI and aliens, nanomachines and the vaccines that you're taking into your bloodstream. While big pharma keeps on raking in plenty of profits that they can pack in their pockets. And I ain't a prophet, but I see the world like my pen. It's so toxic, feels like we're running out of options. And honestly, technology couldn't solve the problems of being dominated by the global hegemony. Digital domination, life's a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. I'm a human being, but they really trying to digitize my whole existence just to expand our enterprise. They delete the facts and emphasize the lies. GMO, all the food and inject the pesticides. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye and they're trying to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. Now your freedom's compromised by AI and aliens, nanomachines and the vaccines that you're taking into your bloodstream. While big pharma keeps on raking in plenty of profits that they can pack in their pockets. And I ain't a prophet, but I see the world impacted. It's so toxic, feels like we running out of options. And honestly, technology couldn't solve the problems of being dominated by the global hegemon. The smart devices, applications that can make you famous. Digital domination, instant gratification. Now he's losing patience with a short attention span. Thumb them down so they can't recognize the scam. Chatbots, Photoshop, TikTok, and Instagram. A whole generation who's only playing is OnlyFans. NFTs, UBI, crypto on the blockchain. Black box stage, street living on the stock exchange. Don't it seem strange that when you're all alone, you start to feel weird if you ain't got your phone? Just zombies and clones, while artificial intelligence is piloting drones. Facial recognition scans target your dome. They trend in 2030, gonna target your home. Microchips under your skin, right next to your bone. Should've read the Jordan Rhinestones before they were gone. Yeah. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride and calcify your third eye. And they're trying to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride and calcify your third eye. And they're trying to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. Yeah.
I might do share that one, but damn, like I don't. The main thing about that one, I don't like that the first verse repeats twice. They don't put the hook at the end like I wanted it to. Everything else is great. That's one of the best versions. That's why I got it on there. But that shit, damn.
The mind virus is real. The mind virus is real. Digital domination, license simulation. In a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. Digital domination, license simulation. In a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. A human being, but they trying to digitize my whole existence just to expand their enterprise. They delete the facts and emphasize the lies. GMO, all the food and inject the pesticides. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye. And they try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. Freedom's compromised by AI and aliens. Nano machines and the vaccines that you're taking into your bloodstream. While Big Pharma keeps on breaking in. Plenty of profits that they can pack in their pockets. And I ain't a prophet, but I've seen the world like I did. It's so choppy, feels like we're running out of options. And honestly, technology couldn't solve the problems of being dominated by the global hegemon. Digital domination, life simulation. In a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. Digital domination, life simulation. In a world filled with NPCs and fake agents, fake food and news, fake smiles on fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. Your smart device has applications that can make you famous. Digital domination, instant gratification. Now we're losing patience with a short attention span. Dumb them down so they can't recognize the scam. Chatbots, Photoshop, TikTok, and Instagram. A whole generation who's only playing is OnlyFans and NFTs. UBI and crypto on the blockchain. Black box stage, street really on the stock exchange. It don't seem strange that when you're all alone, you start to feel weird if you ain't got your phone. There's zombies and clones while artificial intelligence is piloting drones. Facial recognition scans target your dome. Agenda 2030 gonna target your home. Microchips under your skin, right next to your bone. Should've read the Georgia Guidestones before they were gone. It'll make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye. They try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. Make you start to cry when you finally realize that they use the fluoride to calcify your third eye. They try to leave you blind so they can control your mind. Propaganda specifically designed to hypnotize. The mind virus is real. The mind virus is real. mai è preciso. Un giorno sei in cima, la vista è infinita, il prossimo sei in fondo e la luce si è smarrita. A volte penso di mollare tutto quando i problemi sembrano non finire mai, mai. Ma poi ricordo che ogni caduta è solo una spinta per volare più in alto, sai. Per ogni sorriso c'è una lacrima, ma siamo noi a scrivere la nostra nuova pagina. Su, giù, su, 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 la vita questo fa su, fa giù, su, su, giù, giù. La vita questo fa su, fa giù, fa su, fa giù. Su e giù, continuo a oscillare tra su e giù, trovo il modo di lottare su e giù. La vita fa anche tremare su e giù, ma la vita fa anche ridere ed amare.
I wish I knew what language that was. Boozy, what it do, my guy? What it do, what it do, what it do?
Like a simulation in a world filled with NPCs and base agents, fake food and news, fake styles of fake faces. Prepare to fight the war, get ready for acclamation. The domination, like a simulation. Dirty Kate. Dirty Kate. We still rolling, we still ride on South Carolina, we so fly on cloud of the fire. Y'all keep riding on the king of the jungle. Y'all just liars. We still rolling, we still ride on South Carolina, we so fly on cloud of the fire. Y'all keep riding on the king of the jungle. Y'all just liars. I got a two-seater, me and my leader. We still rolling, blowing smoke, got the speed. The speed is so fast that y'all can't see us. Sonic boom, running air, bubbling out your sneakers. Jeepers, creepers, I'm a creature. Get your white beater till your wife starts screaming. You don't off the gas, acting nutty like semen. Don't pass shit if it ain't good weed, man. I'm on fire, y'all just dream. South Carolina, soldiers cheese. If you won't beat, then y'all gon' fry. My keys riders, that's no lie. Camouflage the free system inside. J's on my feet, J's on my ride. 11 kamikaze, I'm so fly. It's cold pimpin' over here, nigga, do or die, do or die. We still rolling, we still ride on South Carolina, we so fly. Out of the fire, y'all keep riding on the king of the jungle. Y'all just liars. We still rolling, we still ride on South Carolina, we so fly. Out of the fire, y'all keep riding on the king of the jungle. Y'all just liars, liars. Sipping on that gin and juice, now I'm getting loose. I'm blowing on that purple haze, now I got a boost. Talking on that bullshit like you the truth. Now I gotta shoot a rooter boot and it's loose. It's back to the booth, back to the beats, back to the trap house, back to the streets. Back cooking all white, back serving freeze. I'll shoot you in the ass and turn you back on me. I give a bitch a daiquiri and a bag of weed, then we fucked all night like I'm trying to mix feed. I'm getting ratchet, causing a scene. You call the police, I'm calling my G's. My gun's so free that it's called a machine. And I'm half, they still calling for weed. South Carolina gonna blow in due time. A couple thousand in my pocket and $1 million on my mind. Still rolling, we still ride on South Carolina, we so fly on. Out of the fire, y'all keep riding on the king of the jungle. Y'all just liars. We still rolling, we still ride on South Carolina, we so fly on. Out of the fire, y'all keep riding on the king of the jungle. Y'all just liars, liars. Hands on my knock, still walking South crack. Never catch me slipping, I'm sleeping with my cat. I'm a bigger feet, I leave you sneaking in the back. I'm smoking with the owner, you sneaking in the sack. I'm creeping in the sack with a bitch so bad. Her brain real good and her ass real fat. And then I Tugging on the curves like I'm whipping a jag. I got a clip in a bag, more snitch in a bag. The more attention got a bag in a toe tag. From it see, rest in the beats, just hand me the heat. Leave the rest up to me. I push a big back like a pack of that beat. Hand me the work, watch me hustle these things. Hustle this crack, hustle this weed. Hustle this music, sell a CD. We still rolling, we still riding. South Carolina, we so blind. I love the fire, y'all keep buying. I'm the king of the jungle, y'all just lying.
Yo, Windy City, how long you been working on this painting? Not a long time. It's I started it a while ago, but I've had 2 commissions since I started this piece. So it's been months. It's actually been months in the work so far, but all together, the sketch probably like an hour. The underpainting probably took about 5 hours. About a little more than 5 hours for the underpainting, really. Let's say let's do like 10 hours for the underpainting. It took like an hour or 2 to do the background. So we're already at like 14 hours right there. And then now for this part, that's probably about 5, 10, 15, 20, probably about 20 more hours. I don't know. I'm pushing probably like 35, 40 hours on it right now. Estimating, a guesstimate. Probably about 35 hours, 30 hours, something like that, give or take. Cause sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I think I be painting and I don't. I be in here talking and smoking, and I just be in here for a long time, but I don't actually be painting. That's why I be trying to go to the low end. On the lowest end is probably I got maybe 25 hours. On the low end, 35 on the high end, something like that. Roundabout. I keep telling myself one day I am going to time myself and like be real precise on when I start painting and when I stop painting, and really, really time a painting. And to get it, not down to every minute, but as close to the hour as I can. So I can say this painting took me 72 and a half hours. I can only give you like roundabout. Normally it once again, on average, I feel like it's about 45 hours. It's like a work week. Like about 45 hours. Some of my pieces are bigger and they have like full on backgrounds with scenery, and I know those can be like 100+ hours, and I have a few of those. And then I have some smaller pieces that don't have backgrounds and it's just like solid colors or some abstract stuff, and I kind of estimate those only take about 20 hours. It's like on average, maybe about 45 hours to a piece, 50 hours to a piece. This one, it's hovering right around 30 hours already. I've been slow rolling this, really, and I want this fabric to come out nice. Like I have been painting for about 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and I still have not left like this little area of the jacket yet. So sometimes I can paint for an hour and only cover like a few square inches of the canvas. Especially on this layer is where I try to start adding some of the final details. Oh no, no. I mean, you can definitely rush it, but it'll look like you rushed it though. That's the only thing. I want my paintings to look like that shit took a long ass time. And also, I must admit, I do paint relatively slow. Oh man. Yo, it says your 401k has been unburdened by what has been. I had to share that one. The memes are getting hilarious. All right, I was checking the message and then wound up doing all that. All right. Uh-oh. What is this? What is this? What is this? There's this new uh, first-person shooter that everybody is playing, and it's only on PC. It's fucked up, yo. Oh boy, let's see. No? What the fuck?
We're going to have protection. And we're going to have, why shouldn't we have an Iron Dome? Israel has one. The places have one that nobody even knows about, frankly. But Israel has it. We're going to have an Iron Dome. But, with all of that being said, to me, that's so important, the most important. But with all of that being said, the election's coming up, and the people want to hear about the economy.
No, I use just a pencil to sketch it on there. Just a normal pencil. Which one is it? Um, Elon Musk just sat down with Trump. I feel like I gotta watch that. I don't know. I'm really waiting for Kamala to do like a live long format interview where she's questioned, not where she just gets up there and like gives her little spiel. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Okay, yeah, but okay. Now let us ask you some questions. I hear what you're saying. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is what the American public is concerned about. So on these issues, where do you stand? And I'm waiting for that. And I think that now this is my opinion. This is why they took Trump off of Twitter when he was the actual president. He was the president, and they banned his ass from Twitter. Motherfucker saying too much shit, man. Look, man. You're saying too much, bro. You're making foolish accusations. You're making people question odd stuff, man. Look, you're gonna have to take you down. And they don't. I feel like they don't want that to happen to Camilla. Not right now, anyway. Let her get the spot, and then if she says something like she normally says, which is weird and esoteric and doesn't make any sense most of the time, and a lot of it is like this awkward word salad, unless it's scripted, like the formal debates that she has been in. Of course, her answers you have to have your answers prepared, and if it's not word for word, you're gonna have like a general outline and a group of words you should say when answering a question. Have you been to the border? Well, I mean, I haven't been to Europe either, so I mean, that's not a good answer. And it's a very poor deflection. It's stuff like that. Like I don't know. I just want to hear you. I want to hear you in a long format interview. Answer some questions, and then I want to hear you in a long format debate against this man. And just hear each other out and who has the better ideas, because when he said he was gonna stop taxing tips for waitresses in hospitality, everybody was like, that's a dumb idea. Why are you going to do that? That makes no fucking sense at all. It's ridiculous. And the Biden administration says that's like some dumbass shit, and it'll just cause more debt if we don't tax that. And then Kamala Harris turns around and says the same thing, and everybody like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. That's great. That's a way to really help the working class. This is an awesome idea. Like the dude said it, and so now you know that this is how the propaganda works. It's not what's said, it's who says it. And so no matter what the orange Cheeto guy says, no matter what he says, it's a bad idea. And he's going to destroy this fucking country if you let him back in there like he did the first. You remember how he destroyed the country the first 4 years he was the president? The country was completely ravaged, destroyed. The whole country was destroyed when he was the president. And if he gets in there again, he's like the new Hitler. He'll be Hitler and he'll destroy the country again. But, and for that fact, everything he says is wrong and it's a bad idea. But when she says the exact same thing, because it's her, it's a good idea. Oh, this is great. It's fantastic. I love that. Elon. That's why they had to take him off Twitter, and that's why they don't like him giving speeches and stuff, because he will not read the prompter. He will not. And that's what I like about him, honestly. He does not stay on script, and he's like, fuck a goddamn script. Fuck a script. That's what everybody said about Putin when what's the guy went over and interviewed Putin? Tucker Carlson. So when Tucker went to Russia and interviewed Putin, he thought he was going to get like, you know, straightforward answers. And Putin did the same thing. Putin went off on these long ass tangents and this long 30-minute history lesson. And you know why? Because this shit's not fucking scripted. His shit ain't scripted. He don't need no prompter. He don't need nobody writing his words. He's going to talk the way he talk, and he's long-winded. And Trump is a old, long-winded motherfucker too. And how his mind, he has a lot of thoughts. His mind skips around. And like you say, this motherfucker just go off on some other shit for like 10 minutes. Like, bro, this not even what the fuck we talking about right now. This not even what we talking about right now. But that's how you can tell his shit isn't scripted either. Well, that makes sense, bro. That makes sense. Why don't we just pay these people minimum wage? And then you don't have, then businesses don't have to add a mandatory gratuitous fee to your bill that once again they actually tax before they give to the employee, or you don't have to always feel like you need to leave fucking $15 or $20 on the table. Cause I ain't gonna lie, yo, if you're not a waiter or waitress, I don't tip. And my first indication if I'm gonna tip or not is if you tell me your name. You don't tell me your name, your tip is already going down. Cause I don't want to see you walk through the establishment and I need you for something and I have to say, hey. I don't like doing that. I can say, excuse me, Jimothy, excuse me, Margaretta, or whatever your name is. I can just be more polite, excuse me, and address you personally. So most of the time you would say, hello, my name is, or you would say, hello, welcome to whatever establishment, my name is, and I will be serving you tonight, I will be taking care of you tonight, or whatever lingo it is. Just do that and you're already like, I like that. Because I'm going out and I'm paying, and this is your fucking job. It's your fucking job. Do your job. Make me feel like I'm a guest, not like some unwanted company. I don't play around with the fucking tips, bro. I don't. If you do your job well, I will handsomely tip you because a lot of my family members have been waitresses. Some of them are still waitresses or work in diners. And yeah, that's how they pay their bills. That's how they get their children's school clothes and go and money for field trips and shit and, you know, and car payments. And so, yeah, you have to tip these people. But if they made a livable wage, you wouldn't feel obligated to. The establishment wouldn't feel obligated to mandating it for their patrons. Or if you didn't tax their fucking tips, it'd be just as good.
We are going to not charge taxes on tips. This Trump idea is unrealistic.
But here's the actual deal with what Trump is suggesting. All caps tax relief are actually backdoor ways to give rich people big tax breaks.
Smart enough to know the difference between, as they said, real solutions and wild campaign promises from a convicted felon.
That seems a little bit impractical.
Out of taxes on tips is just kind of silliness.
The Biden campaign kind of scoffs at this idea as well.
Last night we saw a big speech in Nevada by Kamala Harris, and she came out for no tax on tips.
And eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Where have I heard that before?
This is just one of those economic policies that will go to the heart of doing something directly for people that they can feel.
She had a focus on the middle class, and so eliminating taxes on tips will help people that go to work every day and bust their butts to keep food on the table, clothes on their back.
Make America.
We're going to make America great again.
When I get to office, we are
Did they have to steal the man's slogan? Say, make America great again, take his ideas? It's just like, what?
going to
But once again, if he says it, it's bad. If they say it, it's good. It's great. This is great. This is for helping the working class. You know, even the Biden administration scoffs at this idea. This doesn't make any sense at all. It's just like, what is he thinking? This is just a way to help rich people get richer. And last night in Arizona, Kamala Harris said that she would. And okay, so now you see why I don't vote, right? It's a fucking game, man. This shit is so weird. And it is just a script. It's all a fucking play. Everything's a play. And for the people who think Camilla is a real person who really has their interests in mind and is gonna fight for the American public, you're out of your fucking mind. And if you're gonna vote for her just because you don't want the other guy in there, you're still out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. This woman is a prop puppet, and she's been groomed. She's 60 something. She's been groomed for the past 40 years, 35 years, just in case they needed her for something like this. These career politicians, all of their handlers know if they're what position they can be used for at what time, depending on which part of the agenda has been accomplished or which part they decide is the most important to have accomplished during whatever time frame a person will be in the presidency. Obama got the presidency because he was the perfect groomed candidate for that particular time. Trump was upset because he's an outsider. He has not been groomed for any of this. He has not had a long and robust political career. But being such a big businessman, you have to know politics, because politics affect regulations, regulations affect business. So you have to know big lawyers, and big lawyers normally know big judges and mayors and governors and lawmakers. So yeah, being a big businessman for a long time, he definitely has to understand politics, but he's not a groomed career politician. And he doesn't stay on script very often. Once again, that makes him, in my opinion, well, actually, this isn't my opinion right here. This is a fact. The fact is, this stream is for entertainment purposes only. YouTube, I am not a professional, and I do not hold any degrees or any certifications in any field. So I would advise you not to believe anything that I say. And if I say anything that you think may be true, I always advise you to do your own research and figure things out for yourself, because I'm doing this for fun and I am wrong most of the time. So you should never believe me. This is just for fun and entertainment purposes only. Thank you, YouTube. Damn, I lost my train of thought because I was about to say something kind of outlandish, I guess. Oh, he gonna be in my town this weekend, yo, too. Trump, yo, that shit crazy, bro. Yo, Trump gonna be here this weekend, so that mean I need to go like grocery shopping tomorrow. I think he's gonna be speaking here on Saturday, which means like the city will be preparing for him on now. Basically, they should be preparing for him since last Saturday, honestly. They didn't give the location to where he was going to be at until today, or yesterday, rather. I think it was today or yesterday. All anyone knew was he'll be in PA again, and then I think they just dropped the location because it messes up a lot of our programming when something big like that comes to the city. Because we have a program that's we're having this Saturday, but we normally have like police and state troopers at our event, and we got the word from the local department saying that we may not be able to have as many, if any, volunteer police this time around because of something, and they couldn't even tell us, they couldn't tell our organization what it was right then. And then like later, as more information came through, there's like, okay, well, we're not going to be there because Trump is going to be in the area. And they still didn't say like they knew exactly where he was going to be at. And then a few hours later, there's like, oh, he's going to be over there. So I may ask if I can even like leave work early on Friday or work from home on Friday, because they normally shut the highways down, or at least one lane on north, because we're on a north southbound highway, which is pretty cool, East Coast shit. But they'll normally shut one lane down on each side, on the northbound and southbound side, and then every like 5 miles, like in the dividers on the highway, you'll see a fucking state trooper, bro. Everybody going slow, they watching everything, nigga. And they shut it down like a lane. So once again, ain't no high speed pursuits, nothing. You getting blocked off, bro. And sometimes like they'll have the troopers in the fucking on the highway parked in the lanes. So don't drive in this lane. Everybody do the speed limit. Everybody stay in one fucking lane. Single file line, bitches. We reading everybody plate. But doing that, bro, that'd be the longest drive home. Oh my God, yo, the last time Biden came here, yo, my commute, GPS says it's 32 minutes. The way I drive, I can probably do it in like 25 minutes. If there's not a lot of heavy traffic, I can get it in 25 minutes. From home to work or work to home, whichever one. But yo, last time Biden came here, bro, it took me an hour and 20 fucking minutes to get home. A 25, 30-minute drive added a fucking extra hour onto that bitch because they had the highway shut down. I'm like, my God, what? And I did leave work like a little bit early that time too, because we knew he was gonna be in the city. And it was like, all right, yo, if y'all live like 30 minutes away, y'all need to do whatever, flex your time. And so that day I went in early. You can only work a certain amount of hours a day, so whatever time you go in, you gotta leave when your time is up. So I went in early so I can leave early. Still got stuck in that fucking traffic. Some bitch. I meant to say something to my boss about that shit today, cause I was just told that shit today, my damn self. So I ain't know. But now, tomorrow, I'm gonna bring that shit up like, yo. And I don't think Biden had a big crowd come out. It was just security because he's the president. But, yo, Trump, man, yo, this nigga gonna have the biggest crowd, yo. I already know. That's what I say. And then, like, where he gonna be at, that shit, like, across the street from one of the big shopping centers, like, with a Walmart, all the restaurants and liquor store, all that shit over there. All that shit gonna be shut down. And, like, a lot of access roads to and from, that shit gonna be slow. Like I say, they're gonna turn streets into one lanes and all that shit. And then just have extra cops just patrolling the city. Man, let's say, man, let me do all my shit now. Probably go shopping and everything tomorrow. So, goddamn Friday and Saturday, I ain't gotta leave the goddamn house. I go no way to do nothing. Who has been America's best president? I don't know. I couldn't answer that from personal experience. Because my first president was Reagan. I was a baby. Bush really was too young to care about politics. Didn't really like even take notice until kind of like Clinton was in office, because everybody kept talking about his dick getting sucked and goddamn sperm on her dress and all that shit, and she wrote a book about it. And so like Bush Jr. was like when I really started paying attention to politics. It's like, yo, what the fuck, son? What is this war shit we doing? This nigga in the classroom reading a book upside down. And it's like, oh shit, we got a retard in there, and we about to go to war. So I started paying attention then. But nah, Bush was shit. Obama was shit. Trump, I don't know. They did Trump dirty and only gave him the 4 years. I ain't really sure like what he would have did with 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And then Biden was shit. I think, damn, do I have to say Trump has been the best president that I've had, and he only did 4 years? Because gas was cheaper a couple years ago. Food was definitely cheaper a couple years ago. I understand, you know, cost of living, inflation, and all that shit. But hey, man, it seemed like, yeah, I don't know. It seemed like I'm poorer now. Tougher to make ends meet. I don't travel as much. You know what I'm saying? And right before the pandemic, I had just got my passport. I was about to do all kind of balling out. Now I can barely add anything to my goddamn saving account. Everything go straight to checking. And straight from checking, the automatic withdrawals to all the bills and payments, and then shit, nigga, I'm right back in the same boat. Damn passport be done expired by the time I do a goddamn passport bros trip. That shit be done expired. Wendy, how many presidents have you had, and who do you think has been your best president? Inflation may slow down, but it'll never go down. That's all I need. If it just slow down, I can't have time to catch up. I can't even catch up. Yeah, I don't need it to go down. I just need time for me to come up. Can I catch up a little bit? I ain't gotta get like, I don't gotta pass. I just want to get close to being okay. You know what I'm saying? Even if it ain't, but damn, I put $10 in my damn savings account. Ain't that something? I ain't been able to do that in a minute. Oh Lord, we got prime ministers, and I have no interest in politics because I don't understand politics. Oh shit, you prime minister, you in Canada, goddamn England somewhere? Who your prime minister is? Trudeau? Or oh, they just did a whole new election over there. I don't know who their new people is over there now. It was uh Macron or somebody. Macron? I don't know. Macron? I know that's right. That's what Weinstein, Eric Weinstein was saying that, man. He was like, yo, y'all paying fucking athletes and all these motherfuckers millions of dollars. Bitch, scientists and engineers should be rock stars like that, yo. We propel the world forward. We innovate. We create. But we get paid shit. Y'all trying to dry up funding sources, and the only funding sources want to be the black budget projects at fucking military contractors. So if you wanna have a good career, you got to go work for one of these motherfuckers. Cause now Silicon Valley outsourcing, and they got the AIs, bro. AIs, man. You seen the first robot dentist did his first oral surgery? It takes very detailed photographic scans, very detailed x-ray images, all the measurements and everything, and they say that shit in less than half the time. Get the buzz in and out. Motherfucking robot dentist. I don't know, man. I'm gonna need 1,000 people. I'm gonna need 1,000 people to get their mouth worked on with no problems before I try that shit. I need 1,000 people to be like, yeah, man, that shit wasn't bad at all, bro. I saying that shit was way easier than the real the real dentist. Really? For real? Oh, I'll try it now. Go get my teeth cleaned real quick. He said, I don't want that shit in my mouth. And robots running loose in the city. Hey, man. Well, what you call it? Actually, I think OpenAI has partnered with a robotics company already.
All right, hello everyone.
If I'm not mistaken. OpenAI. So OpenAI's their AI chatbot, Chat GPT. Then they have Chat 4.0, and now hints are being dropped. They're working on a new model called Strawberry, and yeah, so they're saying that they're gonna put that shit inside of a robot. Wow, I just saw a video. Now I cannot find this shit. Yeah, my computer's freezing.
Or daily tasks could become your closest companion. ChatGPT's voice mode has taken the world by storm, offering seamless, human-like conversations that feel almost too real. But beneath this innovation lies a troubling question. Is this AI feature more addictive than we realize? OpenAI, the very creators of this technology, have issued a startling confession that could change how we view our interactions with AI forever. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden risks of voice mode and why it might be steering us toward digital addiction. The appeal of voice mode, why it's so addictive. Imagine chatting with AI just like you would with a friend. No typing, no screens, just a conversation.
Well, I don't like this video because that's an AI script and an AI voice reading the goddamn thing, bro. Where's the... I don't know. I could have swore I saw a video saying something about OpenAI's new robot. Yeah, anyway. We'll come back to that later.
And these AI generated images have been really good lately. I mean, check out what we're getting. We got this one. I mean, this one is just phenomenal. Check that out. Like, if you were just scrolling on Instagram, you would never know that that was AI generated. We've got this work of art. I mean, mwah, fantastic. I cannot find anything wrong with this image at all. No, I'm just screwing with you. These are all from Stable Diffusion 3, which from this point on will probably always be known for images like this and things like this. But truly, for reals, AI images have gotten really, really good. I talked about this in a recent news video about how Flux came out and people were figuring out how to make Flux even more and more realistic. We got images like this, and like this one, and this one here, and here's another one. I mean, as you can see, it's getting harder and harder to tell when an image was generated with AI. These are all Flux, and Flux is just absolutely insane at creating super realistic images. I think the fact that they're not like perfectly composed, like they don't look like a professional photographer took them, is sort of what gives them that feeling of, all right, this looks like just a random snapshot that somebody took. It looks real. Like if you were just scrolling Instagram and you saw this without looking...
Wait a minute. I've never heard of this. Flux? Let me look this up real quick. F-L-U-X. No, not I. F-L-U-X. Flux AI. Flux AI image. Which one of these is the real fucking site? There's so many of these shits up here. This isn't it. Oh, wow. Well, that's not perfect, but... Oh man. Okay, we might pull away from painting for a minute. I feel like I want to play around with this Flux shit. Okay, broski. Thanks for hipping me to that.
super closely, you probably wouldn't know that was AI. I mean, look how it's sort of off-centered, like someone taking a quick iPhone picture would probably do. Now, these are all really good. There are a few exceptions of when it starts to get really kind of wonky, and that's when you try to get more of the body in the shot, then the proportions start to look a little bit off. But even that often just takes a few re-rolls, and you get something that looks decent. Now, I didn't generate any of these, by the way. These are all ones that I found on Reddit. But then people on X started taking this to another level and taking these realistic-looking images and animating them and making them into realistic-looking videos. You see a video like this, and, you know, there's no sound to it, but you just scroll past this. This does not look AI-generated to me. Here's another one of an AI-generated woman talking on stage, and then the same, like, ponytail dude over on the right. And once again, this was generated with Flux, and then it looks like they used Luma's Dream Machine to take that image and turn it into a video. Here's another video that I came across that looks like somebody at a TED Talk, and their paper actually has the date on it. Now, I kept on coming across a lot of this stuff, and I was having a really hard time getting the images that I generated with Flux to look ultra realistic. I was using this Glyph.app workflow builder here because it actually lets me use the Glyph Pro version for free. But when I run a prompt through the Glyph version of Flux, I get images like this, which, to be honest, is actually really good, really realistic. But it's got this, like, almost plastic shininess to the skin that we weren't getting in some of those other images. Here's another output that tried to generate that same guy. And once again, it is pretty dang realistic, but it doesn't look like this quality here. Here's the one that I just made. Here's the quality of the one that was shown off on Reddit. This one, hard to tell that it's fake. This one, I mean, just the colors of it look off. That skin's got like a little plasticky feel to it. This to me looks like an AI image. I don't know if I've just seen so many now that I'm better at spotting them, but there's definitely a quality difference between this and this. The one that I generated here came straight out of Glyph with no extra filters or anything special running from it. It's just the prompt into Glyph giving me this image. The ones in this example, on the other hand, they used what's called a LoRa. Now, a LoRa is a low-rank adapter. You can think of it as almost like a filter or plugin on top of the normal image generation. So Flux is the foundational image model, which generates the image. The LoRa is like some extra sort of fine-tuning information on top of that training. Here's how Perplexity explains a LoRa. A LoRa is used to train the model on specific concepts, styles, or characters, allowing for targeted improvements in image quality, style, specificity, or character consistency. LoRa models are typically small in size, ranging from 2 to 500 megabytes, and can be easily integrated into existing models to enhance their performance. It allows them to customize their AI models to produce unique art styles or improved image quality without requiring extensive computational power or a complete retraining of the model. So some examples they gave here: style specialization, training the model to generate an image in a specific style, such as anime or oil painting; character specialization, training the model to generate images of specific characters, such as Mario or SpongeBob; or quality improvements, enhancing the overall quality of the generated image, such as improving the detail or texture. So somebody basically trained one of these LoRa's, which works in combination with Flux. Without needing to retrain Flux entirely, it can just add the additional information that's needed to get to the desired result that they're going for. So with this example here, they used a LoRa from XL Lab, which apparently affects the skin, the hair, and the wrinkles to make the images look more realistic. Same thing with this image here. It was using the same LoRa to get this sort of extra realism out of the image. However, when I'm using Flux inside of Glyph, I can show you when I look at my actual Glyph workflow here, there is no special add-ons here. There is no LoRa's happening. Even under advanced controls, we don't even have the option to add LoRa's in. And even if I click add block, there's no options to work with LoRa's within here as well. Something that I imagine Glyph will probably add in the future if I had to guess, but right now we don't get that option. We get what comes straight out of the Flux foundational model, without the benefit of using that extra realism LoRa that the people on Reddit were using. Now, one option to be able to use the LoRa's would be to use something like Comfy UI. You've probably seen a few of these Comfy UI workflows. They look like kind of spaghetti bowls with these lines going everywhere. They get complicated really, really quickly and are over the head of most people. I even struggle to wrap my head around them once they start to get more complex than 3 or 4 blocks. The other way to use this LoRa would be to use a site like Fal.ai. Now, this is a service similar to Replicate or like what you get on Hugging Face Spaces, where you can actually run AI models, but you're using their cloud to run them. You're using like the Fal.ai cloud to run the inference, to run the processing on these AI images. Now, they have the standard Flux One Pro model here, so if you want to just use Flux Pro, you can use it, but we're going to run into those issues where if I want a super realistic image, it's not going to look as realistic as what we're seeing because it doesn't have that additional LoRa information on it. However, somebody did add the Flux Realism LoRa inside of Fal.ai or Fal.ai here. Now, one thing to note when you do first start using this site, this Fal.ai, it's not free. To run the inference and to use their cloud computers, it costs a few cents when you do it. So every time I run Flux over here on this website, it costs 3.5 cents. Or for about $1, you can run it 29 times. Here's the thing though, when you first sign up, as of right now, as of the recording of this video, they actually give you $2 worth of credits so that you can get in here and play around with this. So if you do want to play with it yourself, you've got a couple bucks, 60, 70-ish generations before you need to start spending out of your own pocket. But once you're logged into this Fal.ai site, you can go to Fal.ai/models and see all the various models that are available to use here. And at the time of this recording, Flux One Dev and Flux Realism are both towards the top for you to test out and use right now. You can also use the Flux One Pro, which I believe is slightly more expensive. Yeah, so it's 5 cents per generation typically. But let's go ahead and use the Flux Realism LoRa here. I've already got the prompt plugged in here that gets us a similar image to the dude with the ponytail. And under additional settings, one thing I did notice is that you can leave the number of inference steps at 28 here, but if you leave the guidance scale as the default 3.5, it actually doesn't look that great. It starts to look shiny and plasticky and more unrealistic. I found the sweet spot to be about 2. I would get in here and play with it. If you don't get an image that looks like what you want, you can play with this CFG scale here. But 2 was the sweet spot for the realism for me. I go higher than that, and it starts to look a little bit more fake. So let's go ahead and change that and click run, and we get images like this, which are pretty dang realistic looking. The forehead is still a little bit shinier than I'd like, but it's pretty dang good. The next thing I wanted to do was I wanted to animate them like we saw in the other videos that were circulating all over X. So let's go ahead and download this image, and we'll jump over to runwayml.com, and I'll animate it with Gen 3. So let's go ahead and click started on Gen 3 Alpha. I can grab my image here and drag it in, the one that we just created. It wants me to crop it, so I'll go ahead and crop it like that so his whole head is in the picture. And then I'm just going to grab the exact same prompt that I had originally, paste it in here. It's a little bit too long. It goes past their 500 here, so I'm going to get rid of the last sentence. Let's go ahead and generate this, see what it gives us. And here was my first attempt with the video. Oh, the microphone did a little magic trick there, where it just floats in midair. If that didn't just happen, it's actually pretty decent looking. I mean, it's a good video. Oh, right until that moment right there. I think it's a pretty solid video. And then after the floating microphone incident, it actually still looks pretty dang solid and realistic as well. I generated one more time because this first video that I made, I accidentally had it set as the last frame being this image. That's why the video sort of starts zoomed out and then moves all the way to finishing on the frame that we had here. That was a mistake. I meant to set it as the first frame. So I generated it again where this is now the first frame, and here's the version we get out of that. This one is a lot more realistic. The microphone is kind of a little too still for my taste, right? He's moving a little too much, and that microphone is just like solidly held there no matter how much he moves his head or mouth around, which just like looks off to me. It's pretty good. I mean, the fingers get a little wonky here. But this is really how they're making those videos that you're seeing all over X right now of ultra realistic but not real people videos. The other way to do it outside of using Runway would be to use Luma's Dream Machine. So I went ahead and plugged in my image into Luma's Dream Machine here, give it the exact same prompt, and I mean, the results are not quite as good as what we got on Runway. You can see the face sort of goes wonky towards the end, like, what? Oh my god, what just happened there? So, not great. Runway, to me, did a lot better job. Unfortunately, the way AI is right now, I'm fairly certain that most of the videos that you're seeing on X where somebody took a ultra-realistic AI-generated human and made a video of that person speaking, it was probably a little cherry-picked. They probably had to do a few re-rolls. Like, if I generated 2 or 3 more times, I bet one of the videos that came out of it would be just totally perfect and hard to tell that it was AI generated. But I wanted to make a quick, fun breakdown and see if I can recreate some of what I saw. There are ways to get it way more dialed in, right? If you want to use one of those comfy UI workflows, you can get way more dialed in using something like that. But I wanted to try to figure out the sort of quickest path from A to Z here. The easiest way that I've found to do it so far is to go to this File.ai site, use the Flux Realism LoRa model, make sure you have your guidance scale set to 2, but if you don't get what you're looking for, play with that one a little bit, use that slider until you get something that looks the way you want it. Then you can take the image that it generates, pull it into Runway, and now you're getting that ultra realistic video. Mine don't look as good as the examples at the beginning, but again, I really think some of that stuff was cherry picked. Just some fun toys for us AI nerds to play with. Hopefully you learned about some new tools that maybe you hadn't heard of yet. This Fall.ai site is actually a new one to me. My buddy Angry Penguin, who was on that Flux video with me last week, is the one who pointed this site out to me, and now I've been playing with it and using this Flux Realism LoRa to really dial in these realistic AI-generated images that are coming out pretty dang
might be,
solid.
bro.
So anyway, just thought I'd shoot a fun video, nerd out with you for a few minutes today. and show you what I've been playing around with. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like this video, subscribe to this channel. More videos like this will show up in your feed. And that's it. Really appreciate you. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your store on a single integrated platform. Add products, showcase them dynamically, and seamlessly track your inventory. Accept multiple secure payments, and design your storefront down to the very last detail. Get all the tools you need. Drive more sales with customizable gift cards and flexible product subscriptions. Retain customers with a point-based loyalty program, email automations, and reach millions with sales channel integrations. Complete your setup with a personalized analytics dashboard. Make smart business decisions and shape the next phase of your business. Build, manage, and grow from one place. Go to Wix and launch your online business today.
To alpha participants, and most people don't have access to this yet, but it is designed to respond with extremely long outputs from your questions. While we're on the topic of OpenAI, this is something I found interesting. Microsoft is now claiming OpenAI is a competitor in AI and search. Now, this is interesting because Microsoft has famously invested $13
something like 4,000 people have been arrested in England for thought crimes.
You know their situation has gotten out of control when it becomes discussed globally simultaneously. The riots and public disturbances are leading to increased conversations around censorship and the ways that censorship could be implemented and the way that ordinary free speech laws might be bypassed. Here's Joe Rogan talking about that on his show.
Just terrible government overreach. You're seeing it now in England where people are getting arrested for tweets.
Yeah.
Well, England, people talk about Soviet Russia, like how bad Russia is in terms of cracking down on thought police and cracking down on bad tweets and things like that. I think the statistics are, I think England I think there's something like 4,000 people have been arrested in England for thought crimes, where they've said things online that people find to be a hateful thing or a problematic thing. And I think it's only 200 in Russia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe in Russia they're too scared to do it at all.
Could be. Yeah. But the fact that they're comfortable with finding people who've said something that they disagree with and putting them in a fucking cage in England in 2024 is really wild.
Yeah.
Especially they're saying you can get arrested just for retweeting something.
The offence of incitement to racial hatred involves publishing or distributing material which is insulting or abusive, which is intended to or likely to stir up racial hatred. So if you retweet that, then you're republishing that, and then potentially you're committing that offence. And we do have dedicated police officers who are scouring social media. Their job is to look for this material and then follow up with identification arrests and so forth. So it's a really, really serious. People might think they're not doing anything harmful. They are, and the consequences will be visited upon them.
And here's the problem with that. Even if you say, yeah, well, people shouldn't tweet hateful things. I agree. They shouldn't. But who's to decide what is a hateful thing?
That's the problem. That's
the problem. It's very subjective.
And it still shouldn't be a crime.
And in our lifetime, we've seen that get moved, right? So it used to be, if a guy thought he was a woman, and his name was Doug, and you grew up with Doug, and all of a sudden Doug wants to be called Debbie, if you call him Doug, it's no big deal. Like, yeah, maybe you're being rude to call him Doug, but it's not a hate crime, okay? Well, now a lot of people think it's a hate crime, and that got you banned from Twitter for life. So if you dead name someone on the old Twitter, you are banned for life. Dead name, not even making up a name. You can call them an idiot. You can call someone an idiot. Okay, forget about a man address, maybe that's a problem. But if you call like a regular guy an idiot, you stupid fuck, fine, no problem. But if you call Doug, you'll get banned for life. Okay, that's the new hate speech. That's crazy. Now, if that keeps going, that didn't exist before, if that keeps going, maybe you can go to jail for calling him Doug. Maybe they think it's okay to put you in jail because you violated their hate speech laws.
Yeah, we were pretty quick to get rid of God, weren't we? So, like, we don't believe in God anymore. We're too sophisticated. We've got technology now. We've got reason now. But when the state starts acting like a God, sets up cultural edicts and moral truths that it won't allow to be debated or challenged, it has become a de facto God. It's posing the same kind of principles that a God might pose. And it's also functioning like a god. It's punishing, it's vengeful. The difference is, I suppose, that a god requires faith. The faith is, I suppose, the subtle belief that what you're participating in is real, even though it's extrasensory. The idea, to use what Rogan cited as an example, that it's so cruel to refer to someone who's changed their identity by their previous name that it warrants a lifetime ban from social spaces. You'd have to believe that idea. What if you don't believe that idea? In the instance that Joe Rogan outlined, it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It's got absolute power. In fact, it's less sort of subtle than God, isn't it? Because like those of us that do believe in God spend a lot of time thinking like, wow, it doesn't actually really matter if you pray for that. It might not happen. Actually, if you're interfacing with an atemporal, aspatial being, you have to sort of question your understanding of chronology and how petitionary prayer might even work if all reality simultaneously exists, or if the sacrifice of Christ is the one redeeming act that was required. What does your petition or your personal sacrifice, or what difference does your morality make? There are so many enormous questions that exist within faith, but with the state can say, if you say that, you're going to jail. If you don't agree with me, you're going to jail. I wonder if there are universal principles that we can all agree on, like, kindness. We should all be kind to one another. We shouldn't be violent to one another. That everyone has the right to a fair hearing, innocent until proven guilty. That everyone has the right to religious free expression. That ultimately we are on one planet and to a degree responsible for one another. But those kind of principles can only be advanced if there is a kind of moral authority, that there's a consensus around, that we all agree, that we back and believe in. And at the moment you do not have that at all. In American politics, you have nothing but strife and division and hatred, vacuity and loathing emanating from all sides of the conversation, where even a figure that's as popular and broadly speaking loved, except by his obvious and many detractors, as Joe Rogan can't talk in passing say, hey, I like Bobby Kennedy, without being subject to wide condemnation. In our country, the UK, it's impossible to conduct a conversation about the nature of migration, the rights and roles of a person who considers themselves a citizen or civilian, what patriotism means now, what community authority means now, what power you want to grant the state, what free speech means now, and what its limits are, and who you want those limits set by. We can't continue to bring you this beautiful content without the support of our partners.
Hey, this is exciting. We've got a great partner today. It's Rumble. But beyond Rumble is Rumble's latest venture. Let me ask you first, are you a Sleepy Joe type character with zero cognitive performance, struggling to muster focus and brain power for basic things like running the United States of America? You've got to stop drinking woke liberal coffee that hates you and your way of life and start your day by drinking Rumble's very own 1775 coffee. This is going to be the best tasting coffee you've ever had. Seriously good, ethically sourced from a family farm in the high altitude mountains of Bolivia. Not in the Bolivian lowlands run not by a family but by a single man still living with a pet. No! Instead of waking up and drinking your big corporation owned woke ideology coffee that's probably making you sick from the pesticides it's sprayed with, try it. Rumble's 1775 revolutionary coffee. Support freedom of speech. Build a parallel economy that actually values you and loves you. My favourite? It's dark, of course. I've always found the lure of the dark irresistible. I'm sorry, how can I stay mad at you, but you're just going to have to wait over there for a little while. Level up your morning routine with a 1775 coffee. Sleep all night knowing your hard-earned dollary-doos are going towards supporting freedom-loving creators like me on Rumble. Visit 1775coffee.com now. Pick up your first bag. Use the code BRAND to save 10% on your first order. Oh, come on. Why choose, you know? As soon as those events took place, I mean the instigating incident, the inciting incident of the murder of the children and the stabbing of the other people present, we were in a kind of tinderbox situation. And to see so quickly people talking about its consequences without addressing, one, the event itself, and also the context within which those events took place, was an odd manoeuvring of information. What we're not seeing anywhere in the discourse in this country, or at least certainly not in the media that I'm looking at, and maybe it's because I limit myself now to looking at it because it's so rancid and wretched and dreadful and awful and insidious and toxic and polluting, but what I don't sense is, okay, this is the situation that we're in now. There seem to be a lot of people that are really concerned about migration. Everyone knows that rioting and violence is wrong, so in order to mitigate the likelihood of rioting, we're going to require, in fact, open discourse, honest conversation, democracy, decentralisation of power, maximal control over individual communities, acknowledgement that there is some social tension that needs to be addressed in order to be ameliorated. There's no appetite to have that conversation at all. In fact, the opposite is happening. What we're seeing is the condemning of the conversation. Anyone would condemn violence. Violence is wrong. Violence is wrong, rioting is wrong. So that means you can have that principle and you say the Black Lives Matter riots were wrong. January 6th riots, wrong. The riots in the UK, wrong. And the riots in the UK prior to these events that were confined to other communities, they were wrong. That's good, because now we're not condemning any individual group. There should not be riots. Okay, what are we saying about free speech then? Who's going to control it? Who do we trust? It's such a failing at such a profound moral level when there is no trust in the state, when there is no trust in the government, that the government cannot claim to be arbiters of principles that we all agree in. And if someone hits you with an idea like, but they have a mandate. Like, for example, in our country, of course, the centrist and, let's say, globalist, ultimately is a good way as any is to describe them, Labour Party government were elected on a significant mandate that under scrutiny does look a lot like 30% of the vote in public because of the way our electoral system is constructed. That is seen as a mandate to continue the war between Ukraine and Russia. That's seen, obviously, as a mandate to govern. That's a sort of a systemic problem that's not going to be altered by online discourse. The problem comes when a government starts to make unprecedented yet predictable measures when it comes to free speech. I think a lot of us sensed that we were in for a pretty rough and authoritarian ride under a Starmer Labour Party, probably because of his authoritarian stance in previous bureaucratic positions. Obviously, what I mean by that is that when he was head of the Crown Prosecution Services and there were disruption and violent riots and looting in this country, they set up 24-hour courts and they tried in Crown courts youngsters, meaning they were lost their right to anonymity that they would have had in magistrate courts. So we knew that this was likely to be an authoritarian government, but of course none of us could have known how quickly that would have been revealed or the manner in which it would have been revealed. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.
Miss Beetlejuice, don't ever say that name. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Rated PG-13.
With Arm & Hammer to test out their new hardball lightweight litter. It creates these super compact clumps, and that makes for easy, no-mess scooping. So with the freshness guarantee of up to 20 days, I'm finding myself changing the litter less often. Give this litter a try. Let me know what you think.
The history of gaming is a mixed bag. There's a lot of high points, but ooh, there are a lot of low points. And while celebrating the good is important, it's also important to talk about the bad. Without knowledge, history is doomed to repeat itself. Is it not? Hi, folks. It's and today on the 10 of gaming's
everything
biggest
is wrong is what this country is doing.
Number 10, I think we're going to touch on something that's going to hit home for a lot of people here. I mean, the gradual decline of the Xbox brand. In the mid-2000s, Xbox was riding pretty high. The Xbox 360 was easily outselling the PlayStation 3. They had a whole slate of quality exclusives. They basically kickstarted the entire indie games boom with their summer arcade promotions. And the third-party games were usually the best ones on the console, even with major issues like the Red Ring of Death, which, by the way, cost Microsoft $1.15 billion to fix. They were riding high. Part of it was that even with that major screw-up, they did the right thing and fixed everybody's consoles for free. Unlike what Intel is doing with those 13th and 14th generation processors. They kept players really invested with a solid slate of games, and they successfully sold the viability of the Xbox brand. Now, keep in mind, I'm not exactly somebody who loves brands, per se, but in this case, what I'm saying is that for a gamer, it made sense the Xbox, and then they announced Xbox One. The E3 2013 Xbox Showcase was nothing short of an absolute disaster, but while it's easy to point to it and say that's where the Xbox brand went wrong, the rot actually had already begun to settle in. I mean, they were making some pretty bad decisions leading up to the next console. Remember Kinect? That thing was bar none the worst motion controller of that generation. Yeah, the PlayStation thing was just a copycat, but it worked. And like, you were winning, guys. Did you need to be the Nintendo Wii? It's not like they made a specific console with a specific purpose, and it did that purpose really well, and you weren't going to edge in on that market. I'm sorry. So what the Kinect thing did was basically hurt the system's reputation, particularly with hardcore fans. And the loss of that small audience, yeah, it wasn't really what hurt the Xbox in the long term, but it was evidence that there was poor business planning going on. The confusing console names, the lack of a killer app, the dearth of marketing. The decline of Xbox didn't come from just one wound. It was more like a death from 1,000 cuts. Even now, with Game Pass as a fantastic value for customers, Xbox has not been able to get back to what it used to be. And I'm very serious about how good Game Pass is. I love Game. I use Game Pass on PC and on Xbox. It doesn't matter. There just isn't something that makes it more than everything else. Halo and Gears have lost their luster. Halo for a lot of reasons. Quality being one of them. And while Gears is always good, it's a reliably great game. You get a new Gears, it's probably going to be a hell of a lot of fun. It's just, I mean, at its core, it's the same game. And that's great, but it's not exciting. Now, it's obvious what Game Pass does to benefit the customer, but for Microsoft, it's a little nebulous. They're not meeting their revenue forecasts. They're closing studios for games that they were praising less than a year ago. It's all been a pretty big mess. Gotten to the point where it's so bad that people are actually legitimately, with factual basis, speculating that Microsoft might exit the console business entirely and just shift to focusing on the Game Pass model exclusively. Maybe they'll keep making Xboxes, but they'll be just branded PCs similar to Steam machines. Maybe none of this will happen. Maybe they'll keep trucking along just fine. I don't know. It's all just speculation at this point. The thing is, Microsoft isn't going away. They're the ultimate example of being too big to fail. But the Xbox division could potentially be on, if not the chopping block, then in line for some reductions, let's say. As Microsoft moves to be chasing trends with the rest of the industry by focusing on AI.
Goldfish crisps. Taste how Goldfish does chips.
Meet Waterpik Sensonic Complete Care. Now you can have the #1 recommended water flosser brand, plus the award-winning Sensonic toothbrush in one device. Sensonic Complete Care transforms the power of water with precision pulse technology, proven to deliver an effective combination of water pressure and pulsations, removing up to 99.9% of plaque bacteria. When used together, it's up to 3 times as effective at improving gum health. Take control of your oral health with Waterpik Sensonic Complete Care.
It's doing it at the expense of their other departments, so it's not absurd to speculate that their new management could just give up on the brand if it's not profitable enough. And we're already seeing signs of it with the whole "you don't need an Xbox" initiative. It's almost like they're intentionally trying to de-emphasize the Xbox brand to set people's expectations for their eventual end of Xbox as we know it. Or maybe not. I don't know. Xbox's future as a brand isn't really looking great currently, but that could change. They've changed in the past, and they could change in the future, so it's still anyone's game. I'd hate to see Microsoft just give up on Xbox. Competition tends to make the industry stronger, and losing one of the major pillars would be a real shame. I don't think a monopoly is good on anybody's part, and I do expect Xbox to be trucking along for a while. They've always got Game Pass to fall back on, but something's got to change at the fundamental level for them to ever get back even close to where they were. And number 9, Great Game Studios condemned to the Call of Duty mines. Recently, Activision revealed that literally all of its core studios were working on one game and one game only. And you know what it is. I don't need to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's a list. I kind of have to. It's Call of Duty. As of October 2023, the series has sold over 425 million copies and has generated over $30 billion. It's Activision's cash cow, and they're never going to stop milking it as long as people are buying it. So, $30 billion. Is it that big of a surprise? I don't know. But at first, the monster that was Call of Duty was relatively small. It was made up of a single studio, Infinity Ward, and they're basically just guys that jumped ship from EA's Medal of Honor franchise. Then there was Treyarch, the first developer that was swallowed up in the beast's maw. They were known for Tony Hawk, but now they are known for Black Ops. But they were responsible for quite a few pretty great games. Spider-Man 2, for instance, an all-time superhero classic. At least they're considered one of the central developers of the series, along with the third studio made specifically for these games, Sledgehammer. I want to be your Sledgehammer. Ooh, Sledgehammer. But many support studios that got wrangled in to help with the increasingly absurd yearly releases of these games are not so lucky. All-time great studios who did some amazing things have been relegated to anonymous support roles and becoming all but forgotten. Toys for Bob, the devs behind many, many games, including Skylanders and Crash Bandicoot 4, they worked as a support studio briefly, but managed to spin off from Activision and become independent. So, I mean, at least they were still capable of making games. Other studios, not so lucky, like Beanox, the guys that made some pretty solid Spider-Man games, or High Moon Studios, who made the great Transformers Cybertron games. The biggest tragedy, I think, is probably Raven. Raven Software ruled. They were literally FPS game royalty. They made Heretic, Hexen, Soldier of Fortune, Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, X-Men Origins Wolverine. The list goes on. They're really a great developer. And now they're stuck grinding away making microtransactions or whatever for Call of Duty Warzone. It's a travesty that these guys have not made a proper game since 2010. Anyone, free these poor developers from the COD mines. It's a fate worse than death. Well, maybe not really. They get salaries and stuff. So I'm sure they appreciate the city work. But as a consumer, I would really like to see talented developers being able to be creative and make stuff that they come up with rather than toil away at the same old year after year. You know, kicking around on a piece of ground in your hometown waiting for something or someone to show you the way. That type of thing. We've seen enough of it. And number 8, the slow decline of physical games. The death of physical media has been a long, labored process. And I'm not going to tell you that physical media is automatically better. But I am going to tell you that the way they've done digital has not exactly been great. So it's kind of only a matter of time before GameStop and Best Buy and all of these other avenues for buying games physically just sort of go away. A lot of them have gone away already. It's also just easier and more convenient to download games, and with internet speeds getting faster and faster, it's becoming harder to justify owning games physically anymore. And I do want to say this, that's a real advantage. It's just, you have no control. I can imagine a situation where it's like this, except for you can store a game on a hard drive or something and put it in a drawer. And when you put that hard drive back in and play a game, it doesn't lock you out due to some kind of DRM thing. Well, we can't check in on the servers, so we can't play the game. Still, there are hardcore fans still keeping the format alive. Small online presses are still releasing physical games to collectors, and most major games are still getting physical releases, but it's getting harder and harder to get games that are complete and on a disc anymore, and that's ignoring the many games that just don't get physical releases at all. Recently, Capcom put out Kunitsugami as a digital-only game. Alan Wake 2 had no box copy when it came out. They recently did a special edition that's physical. Interestingly, physical game boxes are becoming luxury items for collectors rather than just regular things consumers have the option to buy if they want. Even if you do get physical games, there's a lot of landmines that you have to navigate. I mentioned this a moment ago, but a lot of even physical games have online-only requirements that render the disc worthless eventually. Some games have day one updates that are required for the game to play. A lot of games are only partially printed on the disc. You have to download the rest of the game to play it. Some boxes do not even have discs. They're just a code that you buy the game digitally with. It's stupid. Trying to navigate all these traps makes physical games kind of a pain in the butt, and it is easier to go digital, which is...
And that's why, like, so when I looked this shit up, it kept saying a quart. Like, I don't want a quart. That's why I'm looking at this. This ain't no, like, this is a gallon. And so they got a quart for $21. And this gallon is, bro, the last time I brought this gallon, I only paid like 40 something. This was like 40 something dollars. It was 40 something bucks, bro. And now, I knew I was getting low on it. But I looked at the last time I went to Michael's. That's where I got this from. I got it from Michael's. They don't even carry this big one there anymore. But honestly, bro, I can't remember when I bought this. I didn't buy it this year. I didn't buy it last year. The year before last? I probably had this shit like 3 years. What is it? It's brush cleaner. It's what I use to clean my brushes. And now it's all gone. Like, it's empty. So I have to get more brush cleaner. Fuck, but now it's like, but okay, so that's still not bad. Honestly. If this gallon lasted me for damn near 3 years, that's only $25 a year to keep my brushes clean. I'll just have to order this shit because I need it. Wait, I'm gonna ask my buddy. Let me ask my buddy what does he use to clean his brushes because he's an oil painter. Shit, that shit to the wrong person. everything's moving so fucking slow right now. What the hell? Pelican case style. Alright, I'm gonna wait till my buddy texts me back, cause he's an oil painter too. So I'm gonna see what he uses, and I might just have to order another one of these. It works well. I've been using this shit for years, and it lasts for a long time. So, but this evening or before I go to bed, I need to order some more of that shit. And I could just order the smaller bottle, whatever, but you know, I like buying in bulk, so I don't have to buy the shit all the time. Alright, I'm gonna go grab something to eat and play some Call of Duty. Yo, I appreciate y'all chilling in the studio with me, as always. I meant to really paint more today, but we did get on these YouTube videos and shit. But anyway, tomorrow's another day. We'll try it again. I hope you guys have a beautiful evening, and get with you next time. Peace.